Hello, and welcome to the Trepa Technologies Security Plus course. My name is Johnny Bandon, and I will be your instructor for this video series. This video will cover Domain 3.6 Cloud Security. Now let's get started. The cloud is now a shared resource/tool used in our enterprises. As security administrators, we must ensure our cloud resources are redundant and secure. The cloud is now a significant threat vector for organizations, and that's why it is essential as security administrators we have a fundamental understanding of cloud technology, concepts, and deployments. A cloud service provider will provide your enterprise with high availability by providing you the ability to spread your data across many different data centers that are geographically dispersed. High availability prevents a total outage if one data center in the cloud goes down. So that's what we mean by high availability across zones. CSPs, or cloud service providers, use hardware security modules to protect and store cryptography keys and also manage, right? Many CSPs will provide their tenants with the use of their own HSMs, saving your enterprise in costs. So instead of you going out and buying a hardware security module, powering it on, installing it in your own data centers, your cloud service provider can now provide that for you. Resource policies are a segmentation tool/implementation we can use in our cloud environments to segment data within our organization's cloud infrastructure. If you are using an infrastructure as a service, resource policies are your best friend in protecting and segmenting data within your cloud deployment. When using the cloud to store your enterprise's data, the same concepts you would use for on-premise also transfer over to the cloud. You must set proper permission controls for the data and plan for your storage continuity in case multiple cloud data centers go offline, just like you would for your own data centers you manage yourself. If you rely solely on one cloud zone or region, you risk a total outage for your organization if that CSP's zone goes down, which has happened in the past. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened with the big three cloud service providers. You must also use encryption for all your data at rest. CSPs will sometimes provide their own full disk encryption solutions, but it's important that you take matters in your own hands to encrypt the storage that you put into the cloud. The cloud also has network considerations we must take into account. We must implement segmentation in our virtual networks based on our organization's security policies. We can segment different virtual machines in our cloud based on groups or subnets, same way we would do on-prem. Also, the cloud is commonly used for API integration, and this uses the network, right, our transport, to do those API calls from our websites or our on-prem servers to the cloud. And when we do this, we must be aware of some of the risks when integrating APIs into our enterprise and cloud infrastructures. APIs can be incredibly useful for SSO and federated login services, just like I use the Google API and federated services on my own website. So when we make that call, that API call, right, we must ensure that we're using something like an API gateway maybe to ensure that we're not subject to a denial of service attack, or make sure we're using rate limiting on our APIs from on-prem to the cloud to ensure we're protecting our APIs, right? We don't want our APIs to become overloaded. We also have compute security considerations in the cloud. The cloud gives us the ability to have elasticity over our network storage and compute capabilities. This has made developing and deploying services in the enterprise much more efficient and cost effective. However, as security practitioners, we cannot forget security fundamentals when operating in the cloud. Security groups can be used to replicate firewalls on your organization's cloud resources. Dynamic resource allocation allows administrators to add or remove resources as needs change. And then virtual private cloud endpoints function very similarly to VLANs and how they segment traffic. VPC connections can be made between cloud resources to transfer cloud specific data. You see that here with this VPC peering connection. So all of our cloud data coming from this database over here between subnet 1 and subnet 2, this acts much like a VPN or like a VLAN in the way it segments, except this is going to be over the network, over layer 3, right? Over IP. And then we have container security. So if we're running containers, a container solution in our cloud, we must also provide the same application level security to it, right? Just like we would other virtualization platforms. A cloud access security broker is a software tool between the cloud service provider and the tenant network. The CASP software will monitor user activity in the cloud or for multiple different cloud consoles and enforce policies on customer facing cloud resources. Important thing to know about the CASP, it will enforce policies to our cloud consoles. And then we have next generation secure web gateways, which functions are very similar to a CASP. It provides a layer of application security for cloud dependent organizations. A secure web gateway will monitor requests made by internal users and evaluate them against enterprise security policies. And then we can use that SWG or that secure web gateway to block malicious content. A secure web gateway is a preventative and detective control when functioning in the cloud. So it's preventative and it's detective for cloud services. All right, that is all we have for this video. I want to thank you for viewing and join us for our next video where we'll go over domain 3.7, secure identity and account management. Thank you.